This is my Toyota Supra. When I went to start it the other day, well, it didn't start. I was heading to Newcastle for culture shock, and I wanted the Supra on my trade stand. I'd already sent the boys off with a van, so I was left to my own devices.
I've just pushed the car out of the garage. I've been having problems with my map sensor.
I knew my map sensor was wrong because it was reading different to the barometric air pressure, which is a reference sensor on the ECU that's used to confirm atmospheric pressure. But it was no different from before, so this wasn't the issue. The engine wasn't getting told to fire, so after doing a trigger scope, I could see that there was cam signal, but the crank signal, where is it? There's just no wave. All I could see was the remnants of noise. For reference, this is how it should look. I ran out of time, so we had to take the daily. As you can see, I was not best pleased. Right, time to look at the wiring.
Here's the culprit, I believe. You see there's like a slight fray in the wire.
That was my crank sensor. So I assumed it was something to do with that.
So I'm going to try deeping it. It's like cutting the wire. This is a shielded wire. That could have just caused enough interference to where the crank sensor wasn't picking up.
There wasn't actually any fraying of the cables. I wasn't convinced it was this, so I wanted to do a continuity check to see if we had a good connection.
Who designed the Supra and why is the ECU in the footwell? When I can't open the door, just so I can try and figure out which one's my crank position sensor. I wonder why my car doesn't run, he says. I've jerry-rigged some speaker wire into one of the crank position things. Got wire going all the way into the engine bay. I know this isn't great because obviously there could be a break in this cable, but I just want to see if there's continuity and see if it's got a break.
For a continuity test, you essentially are measuring the resistance across a wire. We're looking for 0 or close to 0 on the screen of a multimeter. That would show that there's no resistance and a good connection.
The top one, number 7 there, was good. We had no resistance, but I'm finding it hard to get into these pins. The next one there, I think it's 37. The wire that I've got is way too fat. So we're getting quite a high resistance. I don't know whether it's because I can't quite get that in or whether there's actually a problem or not.
I didn't film much after that. Shoot me. Long story short, it was fine. The connections are good. So it must be the crank sensor. The crank sensor is conveniently placed behind the alternator. So I had to take the alternator belt off to then take the alternator off to then get to the crank sensor.
Some big lad must have put that on, right?
To be fair, I forgot how accessible it is once the alternator's out of the way. So it was just a 10mm bolt and then she was out.
Huh. Right, I've cleaned it up a bit. I might just throw it back in and just see if the car starts. Because I have got a new one, but it was 160 quid, so I'd rather see if this is going to work.
Check any car guy's phone and I guarantee the gallery is full of videos like this. I was just making sure that the trigger wheel hadn't disconnected from the crank pulley because it's common on these. Threw sensor back in, moment of truth.
As if. As if. So it was just that little bit of crap on the crank sensor. Keep your crank sensors clean, I guess. All I've got to do is repin that when the new one comes because I don't like that split. That's gross.
Easy as that. She's done. Or I hope so anyways.